dreams and blessed dreams.
I went to a place where you will find ideas, inventions, hopes and dreams that were never realized. That place is the graveyard. I believe the reason why a lot of hopes and dreams are never brought to life is because of a four-letter word: fear. The fear of criticism, the fear of failure. Who here has had the fear of criticism or the fear of failure hold them back from pursuing their dream? I've had that happen to me many times. To this day, it still keeps happening to me. Madam Toastmaster, ladies and gentlemen, a few years ago, I was listening to an audio by the great motivational speaker, Les Brown, that changed my life forever. He says a quote by the great poet Thomas Gray: "Many a flower has bloomed unseen and wasted sweetness upon the cold desert air," which translates to human beings that a lot of us have a great deal of potential that we never expose to the world, just like that flower that's beauty is unseen in the desert. I've met talented people who are no longer with us that could have made a big contribution to the world had they used their talents. Have any of you ever met someone like this? To this day, I keep meeting people with great potential who are not using it to their fullest. I feel like one of these people. Whenever I meet somebody with great talents, I tell them that they have greatness within. The majority of them thank me and tell me that they have never been complimented like that their whole life. I believe sometimes others see talents in us that we do not see for ourselves. I've had talented people tell me that I have great potential, and that motivates me. Then I go home and have a conversation with my biggest critic, myself. I start sabotaging myself, asking myself, what if this is a bad idea? What will people think? What if I fail? Have any of you ever asked yourself questions like this? This is why we must surround ourselves with people that will encourage us whenever we have these doubts in our mind. We need people like our fellow Toastmasters who are always motivating us and bringing positivity to our meetings and events. With the help of these positive people, we can get past our fear. What is fear? Some call it the unknown because you really don't know what will happen if you face your fear. Fear is just an illusion that we make up in our mind that paralyzes us from taking action. Fear kills dreams. Fear will age you. I've learned that from personal experience. We must ask ourselves, what's the benefit of allowing fear to stop me from pursuing my dream? If you died today, would you be satisfied with what you produced? I know I wouldn't. A few years ago, I made a decision to face my fear and pursue my dream to be a stand-up comedian, quite the professional. I've been wanting to do stand-up comedy since I was 12. Almost 20 years later, I decided to do it. I was terrified of doing stand-up comedy, especially since a lot of people were making fun of the idea. Isn't it amazing how a few negative people with their negative comments can stop us from pursuing our dream? I had so much fear the first night I did stand-up comedy that I felt like I was going to have a heart attack. I froze at the beginning of my set. I forgot what I was going to say most of my set. I did so bad, I could hear the crickets in the audience. I could even hear a couple of the audience members chewing their food really loud. I think they were trying to give me the cue to get off stage. That night was just a terrible night for me. But I got one laugh that night, just one laugh. And that one laugh inspired me to continue doing stand-up comedy. Now I face even more criticism from family and friends, but the fear started to fade each time I went on stage. I built up the confidence to the point of having no fear of doing stand-up anymore. Mark Twain said, "Do the thing you fear the most, and the death of fear is certain." Stand-up comedy gave me the confidence to pursue other endeavors, like public speaking. A A few years ago, I told friends that I wanted to be a public speaker to motivate people. They said, Andres, you a motivational speaker? Oh man, what a joke, man. You are a comedian. That comment really made me doubt myself. I started asking myself, what if they're right? What if I make a fool of myself? If not for Toastmasters and my fellow members, I would not have the courage to stand in front of an audience like this. I made a decision to put my fears and critics to rest, so I won't take my hopes and dreams to the grave. Madam Toastmaster?